seasonal, local, regional. We got our heads around it when it comes to tomatoes and potatoes and different kinds of fruits and vegetables, but how about seafood? When it comes to supporting these fishermen and buying local, seasonal, regional fish can literally save the fleet. Keep Gloucester a working waterfront because the economic impact, but also let's think about history and tradition and great fish like Atlantic pollock, caught right off the coast of Cape Ann. This is a low in saturated fat. It's an excellent source of protein, B12. It's a firm white fish and it's jam-packed with omega-3 fatty acids. What are omega-3 fatty acids? It's a fat that your body needs but can't produce. You've got to eat omega-3 fatty acids to get them into your body. And we know that eating omega-3 fatty acids is good for heart health, brain health, and autoimmune diseases. So really, omega-3 fatty acids are super important. We're going to cook this Atlantic pollock in papillote, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a fancy word for in paper, a French word. And we're going to also serve it on top of potatoes and parsnips that have been cooked in milk and mashed together. It's all white, and then we're going to put a little sprig of parsley on the end just for a little color pop. Let's have some fun. The paper that we're going to be using is wax paper. I folded it in half, and I'm going to lay it flat, like so. So I have a nice rectangle, and then I'll cut out a heart shape, big fat heart. And this is great for a dinner party. You can cook inside this paper and then unwrap it at the dinner table. It's a very forgiving way to cook. Now we open it up, there's your heart shape, very beautiful. I'll place the fish down in the center, and then I'm going to put a compound butter on top of it. And this is actually called Gloucester butter. It's a Gloucester-made product. It's butter and herbs, essentially a compound butter made by Snap Chef. So the fish and the butter are on one side, wrap it over, and then crimp the edges. And you want to have about a ½ inch or an inch of space in between the edge, the rim, and then the piece of fish that you're cooking, because what's going to happen is as the butter melts, that will release liquid and beautiful flavor, and the fish will start to release juices as well. And so you want to be able to almost poach it inside that paper. Very, very moist, delicious. All those flavors are going to meld together. Then we pick up the packet, place it on a rim sheet pan, and into the oven. Okay, so in this pot, I have potatoes and parsnips. Both of them have been peeled, and I covered with them just with milk. You could use cream and milk. You could use milk and water mixed, but just enough to cover it, and you're going to gently simmer them. Try not to boil them because they'll boil over, just until they're softened, and then we're going to mash them. But we're going to add some butter to our mash and a wee bit of nutmeg, just a little pinch, so that the nutmeg is this flavor in there when you bite it and you say, what is that? It's nutmeg. That's what it is. That goes in there. And then mash it together. If you don't have parsnips, you could use equal parts potato and turnip, equal parts potato and celery root. Any nice root vegetable with potato will work. And if you didn't have parsnips or celeriac or turnips, you could just use mashed potatoes. It's fine. I like my mashed potatoes to have a little bit of texture, also known as lumps, but you're going to mash it to the consistency that you like. Don't overthink it though. Now I'll give it a taste. Oh, that's really good. Super simple. So even if you weren't cooking fish or any other protein, you've got your mash. Delicious. And now it's time to plate. A beautiful serving plate. And here's that fish that we cooked earlier in papillote. I'll just take some scissors. And remember I mentioned that it's a very forgiving way to cook. You're going to see it's going to be perfectly cooked in here and nice and moist. The butter has melted. They went from sort of gray and translucent to firm, white, and opaque. Look at that, that's beautiful. Onto our serving plate, like so. Alongside this lovely mash that we made. Remember, again, we used potatoes and parsnips cooked in milk with a little bit of nutmeg, salt, and pepper. And there you have it. It's looking a little white to me, so I'm just going to put this sprig of parsley in there. Super easy, super fast, super healthy, super delicious.